Hey everyone, Simon here with Top Tennis Training, and today we have a very exciting video for you. We're going to be showing you 5 of the very best drills that you can use on the Slingerbag. And we're also going to be giving away one of these machines to a lucky viewer. So stay tuned to find out how you can win yourself one of these Slingerbags. Now, one of the major advantages of the Slingerbag over a lot of other ball machines is the amount of spin it can produce. The spin rate is ridiculously high, and it's a great tool to have to work against someone who hits with aggressive spin. Now, because of that extreme kick it has off the court when you put the speed right up, there are different ways for you to deal with that. So the first drill is all about creating space and moving back, letting the ball dip and then hitting the shot. So for this drill, I'm going to be starting just behind the baseline. The ball is going to be coming quite deep in the court, so quite close to the baseline. The ball's then going to bounce up aggressively with that heavy spin. My goal is to get back to create that space to allow the ball to drop and then hit my shot back cross court. So I'm going everything cross court, and after every single shot, I don't want to stay 6 or 8 feet behind the baseline. I'm going to hit my shot. I'm going to recover just behind the baseline. So I'm going back and I'm coming back in. So I'm moving back quickly, creating that space, and then coming back to my spot. So that's a great drill for you to work on creating space, moving back to deal with those aggressive topspin shots, and then hit back cross court that higher percentage shot for yourself. Now the next drill, we're going to work on taking the ball on the rise. So now we've created space by moving back. Now I want to be aggressive. Now I want to keep my core position and work on taking those balls early. So the same type of ball is coming towards me, but instead of moving back here, I'm now shortening my swing and making sure I stay low with my center of gravity, and I'm taking that ball on the rise before it kicks too high in my hitting zone. We're going to lower the height of the feed, so the ball is going to be dipping inside the service box, and I'm going to be working on either half volleys or low volleys. This is one of the most common volleys that we'll miss when we're playing tennis. We often practice our mid-height volleys on both sides. We practice the high volleys, but we don't practice the low volleys enough, or those half volleys. So what we're going to be doing is the ball's bouncing inside the service line. I'm just behind the service line. I'm staying low, and if I can reach it before the ball bounces, I'll hit a normal low volley. If the ball bounces, however, I'll get just behind that bounce to hit a half volley. I'm going down the line on both sides, because in a real life match, I'd use that almost as an approach shot. So I'd be picking up that low volley, going back down the line, and then coming forward into a better court position. Now make sure when you're doing this drill that you stay low in that split step position, that ready position, and you're really getting down in that lunge position when you're hitting these low volleys. I'm lunging into my backhand volley with my right leg, and I'm lunging into my forehand volley with my left leg. This is if you're a right-handed player. Now another way for you to deal with those high balls in tennis is to slice it, and that's exactly what we're going to work on in this drill. So now the ball's coming in the same way as in drill 1 and 2, but instead of me hitting my normal topspin forehand or backhand, I'm now slicing my forehand and slicing my backhand. So in order for me to do this effectively on those higher balls, I have to make sure that my racket head gets above the point of contact. So if I'm making contact here, my racket has to be here in order for me to actually slice downwards on that ball as I hit it. Remember, the more spin is on the ball that you're dealing with, the more spin you have to produce yourself in order to overcome the spin already on the ball. The same is true on the backhand side. If the ball is going to be hit around here, my racket has to be above it so that I can cut down when I'm hitting that aggressive slice. Now once again, I don't want to stay 6 or 8 feet behind the baseline, so again I'm moving back, creating a bit of space, getting back behind the ball, slicing it, and then moving forward a little bit. And the last drill we're going to focus on today is the drive volley, producing power ourselves. So I've slowed down the speed, I've increased the height once again so the ball's coming quite high on both sides, and also now the slinger is on the same side as me. And the feed is going to be coming a lot slower, so I have to produce the power myself. So here I'm working on having a slightly more compact swing on both my forehand and backhand, but still producing a lot of power. So I really want to focus on creating that racket head speed in order for me to be aggressive with these drive volleys. This is a great drill for you to work on if you want to produce more power on any shot on the baseline. So there you have it, 5 ways you can use that slinger bag to help you improve your game. Now if you want to win a free slinger bag, all you have to do is click on the link below this video that will take you to our website. You simply enter your email address, and once you click on that link confirmation, we'll send you an email. As soon as you click on that link, you'll be entered into the free prize draw. So stay tuned and the winner will be announced very shortly. So overall, what do I think of the slinger bag? Now I really like this machine. Of course there are pros and cons, so let's cover them right now. So let's go over some of the pros to begin. Now the amount of topspin that the slinger can produce is insane. It feels like you're hitting against a very high level player. In fact, when I was hitting on the slinger, it takes me back to playing futures on the clay in Spain, dealing with that aggressive topspin on every single shot. Now just that in itself would convince me to get one for training purposes. Now the machine has a good speed range going from 10 miles an hour up to 45. On full speed, the power might not look extraordinary, but the bounce then quickly changes your outlook on that. It kicks off the court at very high speeds. Now I like the fact that everything is built in. So you can leave your rackets in the machine, you have your ball tube to pick up the balls, you can leave the balls inside the actual machine, and it's easy to transport around with the wheels. So it's very convenient for getting to the court and moving around the court. I really like this feature. You can change the height of the feeds, perfect for when you want to work on various contact zones and on the different types of volleys at the net. Now the tempo can be adjusted going from a very low tempo to a very intense one. So if you're working on your technique, for instance, you might slow down the time between each feed, having more time to focus on each shot. And if you're working on volleys or reactions, you might ramp up the tempo so you have very little time between each shot. Now the battery life is around 5 hours, so I've used it around 4 or 5 times now,
and I've never come close to running out of battery life, so it's very good in that sense. And the price is between $550 to $850 depending on the add-ons that you get with the machine, and this is a very cheap price compared to other machines with these sorts of features. If you're looking at some other machines that have the capability of the tempo, the speed adjustment, the height adjustment, and also the battery life, you're looking at double that price at least. So those are my pros. Now what about the cons? The fact that you can't adjust the spin levels is one of the negative things in my opinion. Maybe one day you want to work on dealing with flat balls or dealing with underspin, but that's not an option. Maybe this is something that they can add on for future machines, but that would most likely ramp up the price. So this is something for them to think about. Being able to adjust the spin, being able to have less topspin, being able to have underspin, or a flat feed. This is something that would really make this machine a complete package. Now the power only going up to 45 miles per hour is also something that they can work on for future machines. It's not such an issue because you're dealing with a very hard and aggressive bounce due to the spin rate. But if they had the option of reducing the spin and increasing the speed of the feed to maybe 60 or 70 miles per hour, that would cover all the bases for a good training partner. So how does the Slingerbag compare to other ball machines? Now I've used a tennis tutor, the advanced option and also the basic option. Here I am playing on the basic tennis tutor. Now you can adjust the tempo, you can adjust the speed, but you don't have a spin option, so there's no topspin on these balls. Now with the advanced tennis tutor, you can add topspin and underspin, but that costs around $2,500. And the basic version is also around $1,500, so the Slingerbag is much cheaper. Now here I am on the Shopmaker ball machine, and this was my machine that I used on a daily basis for around 5 years when I was competing. It's by far the best ball machine I've ever used, but the price is around $3,500. So in terms of the value for money, the Slingerbag is by far the best ball machine that you can buy for under $1,500 in my opinion.
Now, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel of course, and turn on that notification bell. Also share this video with anyone who would want to win a Slingerbag. Signing off, Simon from TTT, all the best and see you soon.